Hi everyone, what's up there, Gaming Kids here, and today we are back with Ace Attorney. Guess what? Again, Bano just said I came to say hi, but the computer still sucks like ham. Thank you very much. But yeah, it's nice to see everyone. Also, we got a really nice bit donation right here from Amazing Gamer earlier in the stream. Thank you very much. And have a great stream. Thank you very much. So, to jump straight into it, we're doing more Ace Attorney, but guys, I want to try Ace Attorney with this layout, because I don't know, I think it would be okay. I like this layout. I have reason to like this layout, because I think you guys can actually see the whole screen rather than me taking up a little corner. Also, because I'm going to wait until maybe I'll invest in a green screen, though you can see the amount of space in my room. Until NVIDIA updates their software to where I'm not wearing this hat, or my TV doesn't count as a hat, I think we'll stick to using this, just so, I guess the quality looks better. I've still blurred my background. I'm still using NVIDIA's, like, RTX broadcast stuff. I'm using it on my mic right now, actually, to get rid of, like, background noise. Alright, good. How did the investigation go yesterday? Okay, hold on. I'm gonna make sure, audio seems to be good. Okay. Frankly, there's still a lot of grey areas. Or rather, the whole thing is one big grey area. Don't worry about me, no matter what the outcome, I'm ready to accept my fate. I don't see why she is, like, so adamant on saying she's guilty. There's so, like, her sister says there's evidence that proves that she isn't guilty. Mr. Wright, let me offer you a word of advice. Yeah? A defense attorney should never believe their client. Wait, what? The defendant is called to trial because they are suspected of wrongdoing. Never forget that. Miss Sky, you remind me a lot of Mia. There's one decisive difference between you and her. It's believing in your client, and that is, you're not a defense attorney. Ooh, that's true. I believe it's almost time for the trial. Good luck, Mr. Wright. Oh, I forgot. Oh, we're literally going into the trial right now. Damn. Oh yeah, this is his first trial, but there is a new Pog every day. Who is this? I've never seen that person before, not gonna lie. I'll be alone in there, so I have to discover the truth all by myself. Is this the game telling me this is like one of the harder trials? Oh god. Well, Sky says Sky will be there. We'll see what Sky can do. Oh yeah, I forgot Edgeworth is... Oh, okay. Court is now uncertain for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Edgeworth. I swear, why is Edgeworth such a... Oh, why did it bring up this? It's been 2 months. Why did it bring this up? I hope that the personal feelings will not be a part of proceedings today, Mr. Wright. I will choose the path I think is right, regardless of what those around me might say. Like James... Oh my god. I see what you mean, I see what you mean. The judgment to be made here is in our hands, not those of anyone else's. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. Your opening statement, please. Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky has committed an unpardonable crime. Not only this, she was rash enough to commit it in the prosecutor office lot. Wow, he's not a forceful person. I suddenly feel like confessing to everything. However, she will now pay for her rashness with her life. What the hell? There was a witness to her crime. A professional witness. This might be I thought at first it was Jeffree Star, but I'm not too sure. Well then, call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls his first witness Miss Angel Star to the stand. Oh yeah, it's the lunch lady. Lunchbox lady. Haven't I seen you somewhere? Oh my god. A fiesta wall. Why? And you, sir? Did you order the fingerprint to lunch or what? Oh my god. It is too early for lunch. Your name and profession, please. Well, Your Honor, how does it taste? So this is why everyone knows about caviar. It's so tasty it hurts. I always thought caviar would taste like pickled tapioca. What the heck does pickled tapioca taste like? I taste normal tapioca because I used to work at bubble tea shop. Pickled name, profession, now. Me? The name's Angel Star, don't go forgetting it. I find myself running lunchland these days. Is that what you wanted me to say, Mr. Edgeworth? Whoa, they got wings? How? If I say Siamese cat, would anyone know what I mean? Can I get a Siamese cat in chat? Very well, witness. Please describe the incident to us. The prosecution will wait. I'm not finished eating. What is this case? Hurry it up. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. As you know, we usually call on the police to provide a description of the crime. Your Honor, as Mr. Edgeworth said to the court, I am a professional. Huh? What exactly does that mean? Until 2 years ago, she was a special investigator with police. Oh, she was a homicide detective. Aha! I know who you are. Cough up. Cough up, Queen Angel Star, Your Honor. Long time no see. Oh, very well. You may continue your description, Miss Star. Yeah, who is this? If I might have the court's attention over here. Cool. Divided into 2 blocks. A block is for the prosecutor office personnel. B block is for the visitors and clients. Chain divider separates the 2 blocks. I suppose that's to keep visitors from taking up prosecutor spaces. The crime took place in A block. The killer stabbed the victim with this knife and went to drive the body out. When did they drive the body out? Fortunately for her, there was a witness and an arrest was made on the spot. And who is this valiant witness? Why? It was me, Your Honor. Okay. Witness, did you see the very moment of the crime? Of course, Your Honor. Immediately after that, I apprehended the chief prosecutor. But she had a knife. Sure, go ahead. Wait, what the hell? To crush me? Why are you agreeing to that? Alright, let's see this. Let's cross-examine her testimony. I always knew a day like this was... How did you know? Okay. When I sensed something, it was a finely honed detective intuition at work. Through the wire fence, How were you watching through the wire fence? You said yourself you were on the A side. There's 3 or 4 questions. There's like 2 or 3 questions. There is definitely room for doubt. You saw the knife. So how do you... I'm still thinking about that. It's merely a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. Okay, it's pretty obvious. The first thing I'm going to question is the first one. But, like, the first thing he said. You always knew a day. What do you mean you knew? How did you know, exactly? I respect the prosecutor's basic abhorrence of a crime, yet their methods are ugly and twisted. The lunch lady's uninformed opinion is duly noted, given that they use erasing inconvenient evidence at their whim. Killing off a detective that knew too much is clearly an extension of that. Your amazing game. Wait, how many is that? 40! Yeah, that is very nice. You don't need to throw bits at me though. Thank you very much. And another 5 bits. The other 5... Okay, there you go. The 5 bits didn't come out. I just saw it. Thank you so much. You don't have to though. But thank you. She does have something personal. There you go. You had more. Thank you very much, amazing game. I really appreciate it. Yo, Cyber, how you doing, man? Nice to see you. You haven't been laid off by those prosecutors that are still be... She used to be a prosecutor. Oh. Yo. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Through the wire fence. How could you see through the wire fence? By garage car, you mean Mr. Edgeworth's car, yes. I won't be here for long today. No problem, Cyber. Just as... Come chill for a bit, we have some fun. Mr. Edgeworth's? Incidentally, the knife with which the victim was stabbed was also Mr. Edgeworth's, wasn't it? Then couldn't that just pin it on Edgeworth? Like, can we not just say Edgeworth's the murderer at this point? What an odd case this is. He's sure it was a defendant. Oh. Witness, in your testimony you clearly stated the following. Prosecutors are nothing more than worms, ergo. You're a biased witness. True. Rookie? Unless you're willing to risk the consequences of doubting me. I'll fry you like a fritter, crispy on the outside, chewy on the inside. That was inspiring. Have you ever heard that tagline somewhere? Could you cry plagiarism? She has... It's gotta be Photoshop. There's no other way. I swear. Oh god. At the moment I witness... In fact... One of my lunchboxes is rigged with a camera. It's 3:45 AM for you. Yikes. Wait, when I used to stream at 4, what time is it for you then? Because I might be able to do that. I might be able to stream at 4:30 again. Actually, I don't know. It really depends, because I have a lot going... I'm normally never free until about 7 o'clock. Which, that's really annoying, because I know a lot of my fan base is in America. I suppose that's more exciting than just hanging it around your neck. Goodness, why am I only seeing this photograph just now? You think I showed it to you, a prosecutor? Think again. My boyfriend works in the photography division of the Criminal Affairs. Well, this is most certainly the defendant. Oh god. Oh no. So what was the defendant doing at the time? She was holding a knife in her right hand, then thrust it. Her right hand. Are you sure? About 4 inches long. That's about right. Prosecutors by nature well versed in the location of a man's vital organs. I'm sure it was easier than boiling an egg from the egg salad surprise set. And it's currently 7:46 for me. PM. You can't testify as her ability to kill an egg. I mean, a person. Perhaps a chicken salad would have been a better metaphor. So the defendant was holding a knife. What then? Is there anything I can present? There was no prints. Oh god, never mind. I live in Australia, so times are messed up. I can imagine. Oh god, what? Oh man. Okay. I was holding a knife in her right hand. That would make sense because of the blood on her. Oh god. Let me just push forward on this, I guess. Tell the court why you didn't try and stop this crime. You did see her raise a knife to strike, though. Unfortunately, by the time I realised what was going on, it was already too late. Too late. Yes. Next moment, she brought down the murder weapon. I see. It's only a flesh wound, Mr. White. We can make it. You said that before. Anything else? Her testimony is flawless. What do you do? Is my sister guilty? Let's keep our heads cool and press the witness a bit, shall we? Don't smile like that. Why were you delivering? He's the detective. Not that one, the security. She has more than one? That one? You have several? Yes. This boyfriend, that boyfriend, and the other one. Care to join? Yet another. What the hell? I'll stick with the lunches things. Note to self, the judge had to think before replying. The security guard room is in the lot, in A block. It's up on the second level, so you can see everything from there. That'll be the room with the security sign. Incidentally, did you bring the lunchboxes by car? Since I'm a visitor now, I parked in B block. So she was in B block when she witnessed the crime. The thing is, I'm from Manchester, so in my head the times are messed up. Oh. Oh, so you're technically also in you're thinking UK time as well, but you're in Australia currently. What, you're on holiday or something, or do you live in Australia now? With the wire fence. I think we already talked about this. Okay, yeah, we already talked about this, yeah. Alright, never mind. Da da da. Try this. You sent something. It felt like how you say, oh yes, it was like this feeling when you saw a pumpkin chock full of seeds. You live here now. Oh okay, I have no idea what that means. Speaking of a detective's intuition, wasn't the victim also a detective? He was like a young cheese. What do you mean like a young cheese? A pale white cheese, not yet tangy with experience on the street, a green one. Then I must be hard, yellowed, and sharp as tack. Yeah, with an odour of old cheese and in any case, in the lot, I felt something stirring in the back of my mind. Through the wire fence, this makes sense. She was holding a knife in her right hand, then she thrust it into Detective Goodman's chest. How did she know it was Goodman? She was here. They were here. No, she was in the security. She must have walked through here then. Let me quickly save, because I'm a bit confused, not gonna lie. Does anyone have any ideas? Through the wire fence, when I sensed something, I was on the way to deliver. How do we know she was holding the knife in her right hand? Tell me more about the knife. It was Ed Ruff's knife, yeah, blah blah blah. Okay. And then she thrust it into Goodman's chest. Let's just keep our heads cool and press the witness a bit. I genuinely have no idea. I don't know, what do you... Some say I always knew a day like this would come. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox when I sensed something through the wire fence. This is the thing I'm thinking of. She took the photograph. Okay, yeah, this is when she took the photograph. The Chief Rescue was holding a knife in her right hand. Do we have evidence for this? There you go. And you witnessed this. You saw Mr. Sky. Oh, okay, there you go. As I've already said, yes. I saw my finest salmon swell lunch. I'm sure it is a fine lunch. But isn't that odd? Look at this photograph. Sushi indeed. You took it, yeah. Why is Mr. Sky not Miss Sky not holding a knife? Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts? Objection. Oh my god. Yeah, it was stronger than your ever feeble mind, Mr. Wright. This photograph was not taken a moment before the stabbing. This was taken after the stabbing. And how can you tell that? Blood splatter. Huh? See the dark crimson stains? But yeah, it's black and white. How do we know that's not food? No problem, except you. Mr. Wright, you're gonna sit here and take that kind of abuse? You got a better idea? Objection. That she took the picture the moment she witnessed the crime. She didn't! Exactly. Well, it seems I was slightly unclear. My apologies. That's it. If you run out of lunch, you order seconds. Problem solved. If you don't like it, try ordering jumbo size straight from the get-go. Good advice. Not sure I understand, but good advice. I don't have time to stop her. Prosecutor Sky was called, calculating like a robot. She killed without pain. It was a premeditated murder. Yeah, how would she know? Look at the Chief Prosecutor's hands in that photograph. Are those gloves? Yeah, why would she have them on? Oh god. She wouldn't be wearing gloves. Why was she wearing gloves? She just made herself look so sus. Oh god. The murder was planned, the rubber gloves prove it. How do we know it proves it? What if he was just in the habit of wearing gloves? Oh, okay, he objects. The gloves were admitted as evidence when the defendant was arrested. They were rubber gloves, the kind used for autopsies. Oh god, she came to do murder. Are you sure? Everything was planned and it was a premeditated crime. Oh god. How can I prove it wasn't... Oh my god, I need to like... Okay, alright. Okay, not do this. Go through it slowly. It was planned and the rubber gloves prove it, but... Wasn't this unproven? What if I open this and sound it during the thing? There's no need to push it. Cool. Why would she leave evidence? Oh god, never mind. Ugh. How can I prove this was... I have no idea, guys. I'm not gonna lie. She called her sister. That's why it wasn't planned? I mean, okay, I think it's either the note or the cell phone. We're gonna save again. I just don't trust myself at all. Okay. I did not mean to do that. Oh god. Okay. Ejection. Yes, I'm aware. Edgeworth. Blah 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 blah. Yes, he didn't do murder. Blah blah blah. This is bad. She thinks it's planned because of this, but she called her sister in a panic. Never mind. God damn it. Load the save, please. Give me that extra life. Maybe... The guy took so long to die. Maybe that... This, maybe. God damn it. It didn't... Ah, okay. I did not mean to do that. Okay, I'm just gonna keep loading back there because it's a lot faster to do. Okay. Maybe... Probably the autopsy report. That's the only thing I can think of right now. It's not the autopsy report. Oh my god. How do the rubber gloves prove it? Why would you leave the knife? Okay, it was as simple as why would you leave the knife? Witness, do you know what this is? Are you trying to test me? I sell box knives for a living, you know? That's a knife. The knife. The knife that was in Mr. Edgeworth's trunk. Indeed, it is my knife. Yo, why would you use someone else's... Why would you use someone else's... Mommy, your prosecutors bad people. Why would you use someone else's knife? Ooh, hoo, hoo. You stated that Lana Skye planned this murder, and that's why she was wearing the special gloves. However, why would she not also prepare the most important thing in the murder weapon? That is true. The knife just happens to be in the trunk of the car. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to plan a murder, don't forget the weapon! Hey guys in the audience, if you want to plan a murder, don't forget your murder weapon. Ah. Ah. Okay, we got her. Alright, that's good. Order, order, order. Great, now tide is turning in our favour. Great show, Mr. Wright. My sister's as good as free. Oh god, Edgeworth. No, he's doing the... Right. I believe the next lunch you'll be eating is humble pie. What? Well, they need to have cases. Yeah. Yeah. I hope you weren't deluding yourself into thinking that the tide has turned. Not over such trifling detail. But this shoots a hole in the whole premeditated theory. Ugh, the prosecution could care less if it's premeditated or not. The only one who seems to care is that lunch lady over there. The defendant, Lana Sky, murdered the detective with a knife. That's the only thing the prosecution needed to prove, nothing else. Very good, Mr. Prosecutor. I suppose you think you're clever now. But you know as well as I do that you planned on killing him. It was planned. If you wouldn't, why wouldn't... I believe I'd like to hear your testimony again. Witness, please tell us only what you saw, not what you thought. How dare you? My powers of deduction are not to be underestimated. Really? Alright, cool. I'm just gonna have hopefully a better testimony for us to go through. Now this guy intended to murder Detective Goodman. We just proved otherwise. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. How do we know she called him? Again and again. Objection? Excuse me, excuse me. If I ordered a pizza, that means I'm planning to kill the delivery boy. In any case, the defense may now cross-examined. Instant... Huh? You said... Hold up. Let me just... Hold it for a second. A human machine? That's a contradiction. Oh my, that's not what I meant. Please. Can't you find fault with something of substance, Miss... Note to self, Mr. Edgeworth's eyes smell like citrus fruit. You say again and again. How many times did she stab him exactly? We often say chop him to 1,000 pieces, but I don't actually mean 1,000 pieces. Ah. Several times. Oh, that's all I needed to hear. Perfect. Perfect. I know exactly what to do. Why are we talking about candles? Okay. Alright. Again and again. That's an objection. She was only stabbed once. You say she stabbed him again and again. But you couldn't have witnessed that. Are you testing me? Then I'll test you. With my most surprise, I'm afraid the monster going under our feet as we wait, Mr. Star. What do you mean? I shouldn't have to explain this, but take a look. Of course, why is Edgeworth showing the autopsy report again? I swear to God. Alright, Fishers, have a great day, man. Well, I guess good night. Sleep well. Yeah, Edgeworth, the autopsy report states that the death was from the loss of blood from one stab wound. Aha, you're right. Good show, Mr. Edgeworth. Why is Edgeworth pointing this out? What a hunk. He's my hero, really. Without my objection, no one noticed? Well, witness? You got the crime scene set, right? Oh, thanks. I always believed that no one should ever mistake ketchup for blood. But now I realise that such mistakes are possible. So, you're saying you mistook something for blood? When she lifted her knife, I thought I saw blood on her breast. Splattered blood from the victim. That's why I thought you must have stabbed him at least twice. And tell us why you Her red muffler looked like red... Her red muffler. Yeah, it's like a scarf. So she could easily oh. This guy was wearing a red scarf, wasn't he? But wait, isn't that odd that you mistook that for splattered blood? Well, people often mistake my bibs for a bib. A judge with a bib. Alright, this place feels like kindergarten sometimes. Actually, I think I did see some traces of blood on her chest. However, the autopsy report is clear on this matter. There's only one knife wound. Apparently, Miss Starr isn't entirely sure of her own testimony. Mr. Wright, this is our chance. Okay, cool. Yeah, blah blah blah. I think it would then... If you look at this, she wasn't wearing her red muffler. So, objection. She already seems so shady. Exactly, she messed up her testimony. What do you mean objection? The witness is clearly not suited for detective work. What? The suspect was not wearing any kind... Why is Edgeworth pointing this out? I'm the one that raised the objection. And you proved it yourself with this photograph. Huh? But that can't be. Only a professional lunch lady would be so utterly clueless. Congratulations, perhaps you found your calling in life. Harsh words, but good. In the end, Miss Edgeworth prevails. Exactly, what was our objection? But there was a scarf. No, not that, but something red, really. Well now, where were we? The witness has given us an entertaining interlude, but back to business. What? Very well, witness. Continue your testimony. I'd get that. Get her off. What is she doing? She's messed up her testimony so many times. Very well. I do remember some things accurately, at least. Ultimately, you couldn't shake the most important part of her testimony. The part where your sister stabs the victim. Oh god, okay, we'll see. Apprehending the suspect. But she didn't apprehend the suspect. Okay. She attempted to run behind our partition off the side. I quickly caught her, explained her rights to her, and arrested her on the spot. Ah yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. Huh. I strike like a snake and bite like a cobra. That's me, Angel Star. Don't bother me with details unless you want to get dirty. No thanks. Note to self. I'm sure everyone is. He knocked over the oil drum. Okay. So, after the murder, she just attempted to run behind a partition off to her side. I quickly caught her. How did you catch her? You were on the other side. You say quickly, were you close to the suspect? As I just said, I was only 30 feet away from her the whole time. Maybe I could press her for more details? Oh yeah, press her. I'd like to see this on the floor plans just to be safe. The Lunchland car was... She was a visitor that she was parked in B block. So you witnessed the murder from here. That would make it about 30 feet from the car, yes. Is that correct, mister? Yes, that's right. But there was a chain link fence in front of you. I went over it, of course. Huh. Exactly. Yeah, that fence is about 9 feet high too. So how did Miss Sky not get away? Ooh. Ah yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned my muffler. That doesn't make sense. Never mind, why doesn't... Oh. Damn it. I'll press her on that. You say quickly, were you close to the suspect? As I just said, I was only 30 feet away. Now leave her alone for now. You arrested her. If I remember, I would have told you my testimony. Anyway, all I heard was the word muffler. On her phone. By phone, do you mean the cell phone discovered at the crime scene? Yes, ultimately. Ultimately? My memory is like salmon, headed upstream, you see. No, the court doesn't see, mister. The chief prosecutor at first attempted to use the phone hanging on the wall. On the wall. That's right, near the car. There was an emergency phone on the wall. Why would she call though? Ah. Let's push forward on this. Oh. So this is where the chief prosecutor stabbed the victim and ran behind the partition. She picked up the emergency phone, it was out of order, so she pulled out her own cell phone. Okay. Then when I boldly grabbed her arm, the chief prosecutor hung up her phone. And you saw her doing this. Okay, I'm gonna save again, just in case, And then I wanna try and press the phone. Never mind. Okay, never mind. Okay, we'll go back. Okay, no, not that. I think there's gotta be something with this. Alright. 518. I already hate that woman, so he's really annoying. Miles Edward. Miles would have entered. Never mind. I thought Miles would have seen this, wouldn't he? She saw everything. I'm just gonna press forward on this. She managed to escape. Can you be more specific? She even kicked over an oil drum. Okay. If she wants to escape, why didn't she run the other way? Oh! Why is Edgeworth helping? I think we already pushed forward on this. Never mind. Okay. Alright, I want to listen to this again. Okay, so she went here. Then she picked up the phone, but it was out of order. She then pulled out her phone and said something about a muffler. And then apprehended her. And you saw her doing this. Oh, yeah, no, how could she see her doing it? How could you see if you were on the other side? That's behind a wall. To start, I have to conclude that you have a personal grudge against Miss Sky. The witness is a former detective. Her testimony is unmarred by personal bias. But who would have thought you'd be knights in shining armor, prosecutor? You, who have... Ooh. Well, mister, this is a fatal contradiction of your testimony. How do you explain this? I don't know what you're talking about. Mess with me and I'll make you cough it all up. Ahem, let's look at the floor plans. You said you witnessed from this point. However, if that's true, you couldn't possibly have seen Miss Sky taking the phone call. I believe you see what I'm getting at. The emergency phone was on the back side of this partition. Ooh, let's go. What? Order. What is the meaning of this? It's simple, Your Honor. He's not coughing up lunch, he's coughing up lines. How dare you object? That's quite a claim, Mr. Wright. Perhaps you will allow me a question. That is exactly what lie this witness has told the court. The witness lied about where she saw it, or what she saw. What's significant about this fact? Nothing. Therefore, it would be pointless for Mr. Starr to lie about it. Pointless to lie, I see. Well, let's say the witness did actually see Miss Sky using the emergency phone. It would mean the Star witnessed from a different location. A different location? Now that's the pointless lie if I've ever heard of it. No, before you call my lie pointless, at least let me tell it. Oh, let me ask the question to our clever wordsmith, Mr. Wright. Just where was the witness when she saw the crime? The placement was... She was in the security room.
Take that!
This is the only place where she could have been. The security guard room? Indeed, the security guard in the underground. It's built on the second floor so she can see the entire lot. She would have been able to see the emergency phone from there. Yeah, she was there the whole time. She said that at the beginning. She was delivering lunch. The witness couldn't park in A block. The only place where she could have seen the crime and be... Ooh, you bought a lunch exactly. Well, mister? How many years have I been getting the better of men? I think that the tables could have been turned. Today a man has gotten the best river angel staff. Seems so good. Order, order. Witness. What have you done? You used to be a detective. You should know better. It is not turning back. The guilty will be punished. And I'll do what I must to make sure that justice prevails. Huh. Mr. Wright, doesn't this strike you as odd? Why didn't Miss Star lie? It doesn't make sense. She could have just said that she saw the crime from the security guard station. It wouldn't change anything. Exactly, this photograph tells all. It was the defendant who stabbed the victim. The truth still stands. It still stands? I disagree, Mr. Edgeworth. If a witness is found to be lying, they're guilty of perjury. She knows this. She wouldn't risk that without knowing good reason. So tell us what the reason was. Okay, what do we know? She was in the security room. Oh, there was another witness. But she lied and said that she saw it from B block. The angle of view? Why, the angle at which she saw the crime occur would change. The angle? What do you mean? Well, the security guard station on the second floor, and, she would have had sort of a more 3D view of the crime. This is important? Why? Perhaps you'd like to reconsider, Mr. Wright. Oh no! Okay, she saw it from the security guard station, but she lied about being in B block. There must have been a vital difference. Let me see, does we have... okay. Hydrate, of course. It's the distance to the crime? It changes the distance between her and the scene of the crime. Okay, good. My condolences, Mr. Wright. But take one look at the floor plans and it's quite clear. What she saw is not in the question here. What matters is the time it would take her to reach the scene of the crime. Ooh, the start. You witnessed the crime from the security guard station. Now, how long did it take you to go from there to the scene of the crime where you arrested Miss Sky? Well, witness, you... yes? You ordered the squid wheels, right? Oh my god. I was drinking a peanut butter and jelly lunch with the press of boysenberry jam to my boyfriend. Boysenberry for the boyfriend. He wasn't in the station, so I waited. I witnessed the crime from the glass-walled station. And then ran down, and before I knew what I was doing, I found myself running towards the scene. But the door was locked, I couldn't open it. So she ran all the way around. That wouldn't necessarily be quick though, that'd be really slow. That's why I had to go through the visitors parking in B block. That's quite the detour. That would have taken ages to do. Probably took me at least 5 minutes to get to the scene of the crime. Then she wouldn't have been able to apprehend the suspect. Huh. Ooh, the plastic spork. Would you like another caviar? Absolutely. Mr. Wright, you have to do something. Sure, I object. 5 minutes between witnessing the murder and arrest. Think about it. You could make pasta in that amount of time if you like it al dente. I've got lunchboxes of Thai pasta and nuts, rookie. A 5-minute blank, isn't that strange? Strange? If you're a criminal, what would you do with your 5 minutes, Your Honor? Well, I guess I'd flee the scene. Hey, don't get the wrong idea. But you have the instincts of a killer. You would run, but this time it was different. Mr. Sky dawdled at the scene of the crime. She even had her picture taken. No true criminal would act this way. It's inconceivable. Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh. Well then, it seems like we've come to the end of this testimony. The witness has a grudge against the defendant and a blank in her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth is the next witness ready to go. Unfortunately, I appear to have overestimated the witness on the account of her professional history. We did it. We screwed that can shut, Mr. Rowe. That was too close. I'm afraid the cough-up queen has been dethroned. And with that, court is adjourned. Well then, okay, oh. She said hold it. Mr. Edgeworth, you ordered the squid reels, right? Oh my god. I prefer to not take defense team's leftovers. Anything else to say? I might be able to save you. I have decisive evidence. What was that? Oh god. My apologies, but we have no further questions to ask of you, Miss Starr. Ah. Is this your jumbo lunchbox? Oh my god. Out of deference to the witness determination. Oh my god. Ah, like the lunchman motto says, you won't be disappointed. Jesus Christ. Decisive evidence. I should have mentioned the 5 minutes when I was looking at the scene. And now, to the matter of the victim's shoe, did I not bring this up? 2 types of blood were found on the shoe. One was of course the victim's, and the other type matched the defendant's, Miss Lana Sky. This shoe proves it as flawless decisive evidence. Ooh, what does this mean? Pro Lunchland, oh my god. Ready? Witness, what's the meaning of this? Why is this the first time I've heard of this evidence? Simple, as I've already said. I don't trust you with evidence, Mr. Edward. That's why I took the liberty of investigating this myself. And you had blood tests performed. Did I mention? I have 3 boyfriends in forensics. Oh my god. In any case, Your Honor, I can't accept this as evidence. You must know that the 2 evidence... The evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. In other words, the shoe is illegal evidence, at least for the time being. Oh. Not so fast, Mr. Edgar. Don't forget, I used to be a detective. As I mentioned previously, the shoe has already been tested by a member of the forensics department. As you can see here, it is approved by the police department as of today. And even the general public can produce official evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. Oh god. The prosecution's complaints notwithstanding, since this evidence satisfies the first rule of evidence law. However, it seems that you have another count against you, witness. But 2 laws. Huh? Okay. Oh god, alright. Yeah. You snuck off with a shoe. The shoe is my secret weapon if that should happen. Alright, no problem, Cyber. See you in a bit, man. Oh god. In any case, you removed valuable evidence. Tell us what you did next. How? You can't say for sure that the blood... Yeah. You claim to know something about blood tests. Well, speak up. Well, A, B, O, and A, B. However, you can't tell from a blood test whether a murder was committed in cold blood. That's just a figure of speech, Mr. Wright. Actually, we can differentiate between millions of types with the blood tests out there. Which means that we can... Ooh. Also, I hear. That's pretty specific. Okay. Do we know what blood it was? Do we know the blood type? What was the blood type of the defendant? Okay, let me go forward. This guy has blood type on his thing, doesn't he? Does it? I actually can't remember if it does. Yabba dab. I don't know. Let me check the evidence, I guess. This blood is my sister's, right? It appears so. Okay. And there's more blood here. On the side of the shoe, there's got to be the victims. Huh. If that's the victims on the bottom... I don't know. That was not right. Ah, okay. Let me go load that back up. Oh, that's annoying. Okay, distance to the crime. There's a lot we have to skip now. This is a lot of objections. One minute, let me do a full auto skip for this. Okay. So boom, boom, boom. Yep. 5 minutes. The onion rings. Blah blah blah. Okay. While we're looking at this. Okay, this might be able to help us. So she was here, she decided to run all the way around. It took her 5 minutes of a blank testimony. After this, she said that she found a shoe. When she found the shoe, this meant something. So it took her 5 minutes. She has photographic evidence, she says in a sport, she gave this. We raise an objection because it is BS. And we're like, nah, blah, you can make pasta, here's my Tide pasta. After that, she's like, okay, there was a blank. I wouldn't kill anyone. Okay, no, true criminal, you're wrong. Blah, blah, blah. Triple decker. Lunch. Wait a minute, yeah. The court is adjourned, hold it. Then, surprisingly, out of nowhere, here is onion rings. Then after that, she's like, bang. Triple lunchbox, and he's like, whoa. He's like, yeah, another testimony, please. And here is the testimony that I wanted to get. Cool. So, shoe. She gave us the shoe. Now, we have the shoe. Shoes. Shoes? What do you do? Walk with shoes. He's like, I don't like this evidence. He's like, I have boyfriends. And then evidence. And he's like, whoa, evidence? And we're like, okay, cool, that's evidence now. Filler. And then... okay. Now we can cross-examine. Alright, now let me go and save from here. Okay, save. Okay. Then that brings us up 2 types were found. 1 matched the defendant, Lana's Sky. How is it decisive evidence? Peppered fish guts. Huh. Do you or do you not have a problem with the shoe? There is a problem with the victim's shoe. Oh my god. Let's see what Mr. Wright has to say. What is contradictory? Is that the blood is on the bottom. I wonder if you noticed there's blood on the bottom of the shoe. Don't mess with me, Ricky. Or it'll be your blood on the bottom of my shoe. Indeed, there's quite a lot of blood on the bottom of the shoe. Makes sense, the victim was stabbed with a knife. What could possibly be contradictory about the bottom of the shoe? It wasn't her shoe. She was wearing different shoes. But, okay. She was wearing black shoes. There was no blood on the floor. Lies in the footprint. The footprint. Know that the bottom of the victim's shoe is covered in blood. Then, isn't it strange? Why weren't there any bloody footprints found in the scene of the crime? As you can see, there were no traces of any footprints at the scene of the crime. Exactly. Objection! What do you mean objection? The picture only shows part of the floor, so there could have been bloody footprints. No, she stuffed them into the back of the truck. Cool. Okay, we're back on track again. Order. Well, witness? But it's true that the lack of a footprint is a contradiction. Then we have to ask why there wasn't a footprint. Think, why? I'm just good at finding contradictions. Oh god, what do you mean? I see. Now I get it. Get what? Our witness is more devious than I gave for the credit for. You're very hoodwinked to the very end. But she slipped. There's one vital hint to the truth in her testimony. Think about what she said about apprehending the suspect. Huh. But did she... Now witness, allow me to ask a very simple question. This oil drum, was it empty? Oh, that, I'm not sure I like your attitude, Mr. Edgeworth. Though apparently you're not the slowest conveyor in the lunchbox factory. Witness, well, was the oil drum empty? The oil drum kicked over was brimming with water. Oh, it cleaned the crime scene. Oh. Ah, but no, they wouldn't get cleaned out so easily. Ah. Your sisters confessed the crime, tried to conceal it. Enough. There's no need for further debate. The verdict, Your Honor. Very well. Ooh. She could have been lying about the water. Oh, can we object? Can we object? Can we object? Oh, someone said hold it. Little girl? What did he just say? Oh, she said hold it. Did he just say I was on the prosecute? Oh no, she said it. Well, yeah, you are. You're saying that my sister hid evidence by erasing the bloody footprints. Well, I thought you had your fill. Here you are, just demanding a second helping. Another lunchbox, a lunchbox called evidence. Oh my god. What is she doing? The time for deliberations has passed. Any further comments and you'll be held in contempt of court. Your threats and scare the cough out of me. Look at this. What? Huh? A photograph? I had it just in case anyone had the gals to suggest that the white hue didn't belong to the victim. Oh, that's a different car. Wait, oh no, it's wet? So the water, like people, like they said. Oh god. Can we object? Right, where's the not? Let me just go quick to throw in the towel. Get yourself up off the asphalt, take another good look. Don't give up, not until the bitter end. This is the last piece of evidence. Can we, like, inspect it? Can I object? Objection! There you go. Your Honor, wait, what is it with you people? Can I hand down my verdict in peace anymore? Whatever it is, can it wait? No, it can't. Then it'll be too late. Look at this photograph, the last one submitted. This trial isn't over until we give each piece evidence of proper consideration. So, right. Are you saying there's a problem with this latest piece of evidence? Yeah, I'll think later. Yeah, there's a problem. I suppose since you've come this far, we should give every claim fair shake. Very well, Mr. White. Show the court the problem in this photograph. I can't save. He was stabbed here. So how would the blood be here? Why was he not wearing his shoe? Well, it's probably here, don't you think? Oh god. Okay, alright, never mind. This won't screw us over. Wait, what's this? There's something poking out the car's muffler. Oh! You just said muffler. However, I see no trace of muffler or scarf in this photograph. No, muffler on the car. Oh, that's what she's talking about, a muffler. You said you heard her talk about a muffler. In fact, you really told us why this is important to the case. You said that much in your testimony. But that's why you think the piece of cloth and the muffler is related to the case. That's why. The star, record your testimony for the court. Ah, yes. Okay, I'm just gonna save this again because I'm so scared I'm just gonna mess up. That's what had me confused earlier in my testimony. Muffler, ah. It could be that the muffler you had mentioned was actually the exhaust pipe. If so, that means that the piece of cloth is vital evidence. Do we have access to the cloth? This court gonna have to go on for another day. Yep. Suspend? I found myself wondering about that piece of cloth. If we leave any question unanswered, we will do a disservice to the law. Have the car at once. Okay, Inspector Bud will wait after we've seen the evidence. 30-minute recess. Alright then. Wait, actually, yeah, he had so much lunch. What does this guy mean? So we just can get that evidence and come back straight away. That was such an intense case, what the hell? Okay, so this is still day 2. It's alright. Are trials always like this with you? Like, you're swimming up from the bottom of a lake as you reach the surface. No matter how hard you paddle, you never seem to get there. Pretty much, except today we're swimming in quicksand. So what happened to your sister anyway? Apparently she got called off to one of the judge's chambers. Probably something to do with that piece of cloth. So this is where we turn the trial around, right? If our only weapon, a tiny, insignificant piece of cloth. I'm the one who's starting to feel tiny and insignificant, to tell the truth. Hola, partner. He's back. What? They say you throw a red cloth to the bull, it'll fire up his temper. That's what they told me when I was young, at least. Officer Marshall. Thought I'd come take a look-see at how the trial's going. Looks like I'm late. They got the home range locked even tighter than a foreign enemy territory. Dying. You don't say. Now don't that just beat on? Don't that beat at all? I've seen the red breeze that blow over the Thunder Neck many a time. I saw it that day too. She was wearing a red muffler. At the award ceremony that afternoon, I drove scene at 2, I reckon. What does that mean? In the photograph taken of the crime scene. Oh, the photograph taken of the crime scene, she wasn't wearing a scarf. So Miss Star wasn't mistaken. Well, it's about time. Remember, partner, sometimes you gotta grab the bull by the horns. And sometimes you gotta let that bull go where it will. Time will tell. So, what are we showing in right now, Mr. Wright? If it's steak sauce, I can hook you up some fine ribs. Wait, is he a witness? Oh my god, I swear to God. I'd like to resume. What's up? The judge keeps looking over the prosecution. Is something wrong, Mr. Ridgewood? Your face is blue, your lips are purple, and you're sweating bullets. That throat, bro, those grinding teeth, those watery eyes. What's more, your eyes, it can't, this can't happen. Well then, I believe this is time that we continue on with the trial. During our recess, this is unacceptable. What? I seems our prosecutor is quite beside himself. Excuse me, knock knock? Who's there? Huh? What's with this guy? A strange stuffy aura seems to be filling the courtroom. Hey, the temperature rose 5.7 degrees when that man came in. Who on earth is he? Hey, who is this guy? Ah, it's you. Oh, sorry I'm late, Archie. The roads are packed. Just me. Long time to see you, Archie. How you been? Swim much these days? Ah, hello. I've been so busy. Busy, smizzy, Archie, my boy. You have to make time to relax. Yes, indeed. Archie, it seems to be his nickname for the judge. I'm afraid you're right. I'm very afraid. Sorry, but who are you? Aha, so you're a writer, the attorney. I've heard good things about you, son. Thanks. Sorry about our little Worthy giving you all that trouble, eh? You know, we should all go swimming together sometime, surely. Little Worthy. Mr. Wright, you don't know this district, Chief of Police. Oh, Chief of Police. Oh. Hi. Name's Gan, Damon Gan. Pleased to meet you, everyone. He's like such a nice guy. So, why do we owe this honor today? It's been over 2 years since you last came to this courtroom, hasn't it? Well, it's Worthy here. Look at the poor fellow. Just thought I'd help out by bringing this. Hey, that's my sister's muffler. So Miss Star wasn't just seeing things. When the crime occurred, she really was wearing that muffler. But to think it was stuffed into the exhaust pipe. On little Worthy's car, no less. Why are you taking such a long step, huh? It's really quite embarrassing even for us. What's this? It's what you call a switchblade knife. Quite perplexing, this. Was that not the murder? Is that the murder weapon? Chief, what kind of outfit are you running? Mr. Edgeworth, how could they miss such a critical piece of evidence? If your investigators are this lax, how do you expect us to do our job? No, wait a minute, Worthy. I have no desire to hear, I'm telling you to wait. Ooh, what didn't you hear me? Have a look at this document, where it says person in charge of investigation. There's no mistaking the signature, is there, Miles Edgeworth? That's not fair. On the day of the crime, I had your head in the clouds because you got that award. I know how you feel. But you're the person in charge. I expect a written apology. What? Are you serious? Don't be too upset. We'll find a way to clean up this mess that you made. This is the first time I've seen Mr. Edgeworth at a loss for words. This is the Chief of Police. Damn. God. The court accepts this new evidence. But I'd like to ask a defense favour first. Just to be sure, I'd like you to take a look at the blade of this knife. But blade? I don't see why not. Can you open it up for me, I wonder? Yes, well, I think all you have to do is push that switch and... If I cut my finger, Mr. Wright, I wouldn't be able to pound my gavel anymore. Yeah, if I cut my finger, I wouldn't be able to point at people anymore. Come on, just hurry up and open it. Oh my god, it's making us go all the way there. Whoa, don't scare me like that. Look at this knife blade, the tip is broken off. A stark red stain. Blood? Oh. This does not excuse the actions of the police. Oh my god. I expect to hear an explanation from the chief of police himself. Yeah, what is this? Sure thing, not a problem, not even a little one, really. This guy looks so nice, but almost too nice, it's scary. The knife is special, but I can't say how here. Now see, it says evidence to prove a connection between the knife and Goodman. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. The detective was killed at the police department, see? What a mess. The time of the crime? 5:15. Scary coincidence, eh? It's not officially linked to this case here, but I can't talk too much about it. There was a murder at the police department? A detective? Oh, 2 murders!
Objection!
Oh. Wait, you said 5:15. That's the exact time that Detective Goodman was killed in the prosecutor's office. Order. Anyway, we're at the department, full of flustered, as you might well assume. In the middle of a top-secret investigation. Don't tell anyone, okay? Let me understand the police department situation. Well, Mr. Wright? I'd like to exercise my rights to cross-examine the witness. Very well, however, keep your questions focused on the case at hand. Cool. Why Goodman? Yeah. See, there's a lot of things that go on in the department that I can't explain. It's delicate, okay? Sorry, writer. The numbers? Maybe it's the case number? I think I know what she's on about. Can I present this? Never mind. I did not mean to do that. No. Then, no, I'm sure it's... Yeah, this. Yeah, it was the right evidence on the wrong thing. Wait a second. Ah, an honest goodness. At last, an honest to goodness objection. This knife, it had to do something. It has to be something to do with Detective Goodman. What do you mean? Aha, an honest to goodness. What do you mean? From Archie. This is great. Look at the tag on this knife, SL92. This is important. Why? Also, here we have a memo that was on the body of the victim. SL9. Ooh. 6 minus 7 S12 12? No, look at it upside down. Your Honor, it's upside down. Upside. The printed name on the memo makes it look like it's right side up. But turn it around, what do you get? 212. 221 SL9. SL9. So it's his knife. Or he was holding it. Oh well, I guess the cat's out of the bag. You win, right? I win? Ah. What game is this guy playing? This knife is evidence. The case is stolen from the department's evidence room. So this knife was stolen, but on the day of the murder. Ah. And it was found in the exhaust pipe of Edward's car. Hard to think there isn't a connection here. Can't you find out more? Well, there was a suspect, just arrested them in fact. But there's still a lot of unanswered questions. Maybe you could help, writer. I suppose I could help. Could you help me by giving me data on your case? Oh, good one, this kid's sharp. Okay, here's the deal. I'll tell you one thing only. How the victim was killed. Well, how was the detective killed? How was he killed? No, that's an interesting... there's the interesting part. It's in the force of what we call a stabbing with a knife. A knife. It's exactly the same as Detective Goodman. That's the spirit we're cooking now. But you know, that's not the only thing that was exactly the same. What do you mean? There were more similarities between the two cases than the cause of death. Let's find out more, I guess. So blah blah blah. Yep. Da da da. Where the victim was found. But I can say it took place in the evidence room. Oh. It was stolen, but they died in... Huh? The link between the two cases, we finally have some leverage. Now we can get Gan to testify about the details. Can't we just talk about that then? Let me quickly save again. We're going into this way too much. I don't think it's this. No, okay, never mind. Okay, I'm just gonna push forward on this then. Chief, the defense position is simply this. The connection has already been proven. You don't say. Well, it's out with it, writer. What's your connection? Yes, out with it, Mr. White. The connection is the place mentioned in the testimony we just had. The knife found in the lot was stolen from the police department's evidence room. Not to mention the victim had on him the case number on the knife's evidence tag. We also know that the detective murdered at the police department was killed in the very same evidence room. Indeed. There seems to be too many connections for it to be a coincidence. Or he just stares. Why does he stare? Stop staring. You two make a good pair. It took my men 2 days to find out what you detected, writer. Chief, I requested you release your information on the victim of the police department. See, that's the tricky part. It hasn't been announced yet and all. Can we get the information unofficially? Sure, why not? This is unofficial after all. Oh, wait, really? Who would have guessed? I'll cooperate, but I can't reveal the name of the victim of the department, okay? If you're going to tell us a little, why not tell us everything? Ah, well, the case information is sticky stuff. You have to do everything properly. Oh, well, I guess I might try and get what I can out of him. The victim's ID number. Sure, why not? It's not like you'll be able to tell who it is from that. Of course not, you won't tell me the name after all. The number is 5842189. Well, that's quite long. 51289. Yes, it does. This tells me something. I think we know who it is. It has to be what I think it is. But what does this mean? It tells me this. Witness. What is it, Mr. Hart? You're grinning like a schoolgirl on prom night. No, it's just... I got confused. And this is news? Huh? Just come out with both guns blazing like you always do. The police department, the prosecutor's office. Huh? Actually, I happen to have a police ID number here. Oh, is it yours? No, I'm a defense attorney, remember? This is the detective ID of our victim, Detective Goodman. Shame on you, Riso. Personal IDs are top secret. Detective Goodman's ID number is 5842189. And that means what exactly? Huh? Wait, that ID number we heard from the chief earlier. That started with 82. I've forgotten. You didn't even get the first number right again. The number that the chief of police girls was 5842189.
Objection!
Wait a second, right? What does this mean? This is what I want to know. The two ID numbers are identical. In other words, the detective killed was Bruce Goodman. What does our witness think about that? Oh, Sharp's attack. Righto, Sharp's attack. But wait, Detective Goodman is our victim. He was killed at 5:15 in the underground parking lot. Yeah, Detective Bruce Goodman was also killed at the police department. In the evidence room at the exact same time. That's impossible. So what we're saying is the same person was killed at the same time and in completely different locations. Order. No. What I want to know is, why didn't I hear about this? Yes, it's top secret, fine, but I'm the prosecutor in charge of the case. Now, just wait a second, Worthy, no need to get all flustered. Your Honor, the police department has made a grave error in this case. Wait, I said wait. Oh god, why didn't you hear me? The oversight, the grave error? Mr. Edgeworth, they're yours. What? How? How did... We informed you yesterday. I believe this was our Officer Meekins who brought you the news. Officer Meekins. Oh, yes. True, it was. I remember that. He did come in saying there was something that happened in the... Oh. Excuse me, but is Mr. Edgeworth anywhere on the premises? Also, he's got a bandaged hand. I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief. Sir, I got your report, sir. You don't mean him. According to Meekins, you don't accept the report. Hard to believe. But your officer, he told me. He said the report had nothing to do with the Lana Sky incident. Detective Bruce Goodman, murdered in the police department's evidence room. Mr. Edgeworth, the victim's name is written right on the top of the report. Ah. Well, why didn't your officer tell me? Honestly, I'm not sure if that officer was capable of making the connection. You'd seem challenged. In any case, it's a serious error, a gross negligence of duty on your part, Worthy. But sir, you could have submitted that report this morning to the court as evidence. Then It's just the cold stare he gives. Like, No such luck this time, Worthy. Or should I say, unworthy. Oh, now what is the second rule of evidence law, Well, Mr. Wright? Oh, well, it's, Rule 2, unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. How is this rule relevant? Normally, you submit a list of evidence that can be used in court before the trial. This report wasn't on that list. So, what does this mean? I can just submit this evidence so the connection is proven in court. The connection was just proven by Raito over there. Good job, Raito, my boy. Huh? I was just doing my job. No. No. It's just so... Oh god. It's like, no, my whole career. It seems we've come to the end of this trial. I know you're going through a tough time, Worthy, with all those rumours. You were even a defendant's chair just this past December. I apologise for this terrible lack of due diligence on my part. Mr. Edgeworth, please, just give me one day. I'll get to the bottom of what's happened if it's the last thing I do. You better get results this time, really. You have my profound apologies, sir. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. I don't think there's ever been an error this serious in the history of this court. I will grant one further day as the prosecution has requested. Would that be sufficient, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honour, thank you. Whatever your punishment for this is, for your sake, I hope it's not decisive. Well then, very well, court is adjourned. Damn, okay, that was a long-ass case so far. We didn't even learn it, like, we just found out that we had a false witness, and it was just, it was a bruh. It was a big bruh moment. That's what it was. Whole thing was just bruh. This is still day 2 investigation? Okay. And I think we're done for today. We're literally just hit time anyway, so that is literally perfect. So yeah, I'm gonna go and end this off here. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Have an amazing day, week, month, fortnight, decade, century, and millennia. And we'll see you tomorrow. I'll probably be doing some Persona 5 or TWTB. I'll let you know on the Discord. But yeah, have a great day, and we'll see you guys in a bit. Stay safe with COVID and everything. Bye guys.